Should you buy a pro firm account or try to flip your small private Forex account? That is a question you guys have all been asking, and on this particular video, I'm going to be debugging that particular concept to let you guys know which decision to better choose. So as you can see on my board, I have pro firm trading and private account trading. Pro firm trading is when, okay, you actually take like $500, you go to maybe FTMO or the Funded Next and you purchase a $500 account. You use that $500 to purchase a $100,000 account. While private trading is when you take that $500 and you put in your private account to actually trade. So that is the difference between private trading and pro firm trading. So those are the two scenarios we're going to be seeing, right? So let's take one particular amount, for example. Let's just assume you have $500. 80% of people can afford to deposit $500 into their trading account. So let's just assume you have something like $500. Yes, let's just say $500, right, into your trading account. So you have $500 and you're contemplating whether you should use this $500 to buy a pro firm account or put this $500 into your trading account. That is what we're going to be targeting. Good. If you use this $500, you can buy a pro firm account worth $100,000. Right? You can buy a pro firm account. I mean, industrial standard. With $500, you can buy a pro firm account worth $100,000. But with $500 in your private account, there's nothing like, okay, I'm going to be having a bigger account size. No, you're still going to be having $500. That's the difference. With a pro firm account, you'll be able to buy a $100,000 pro firm account, and with private trading, you're still going to be able to have $500 in your private brokerage account. That's the difference. Let's go now to scenario number 2. Good. Let's just assume now you are to make 10% on each of these accounts. 10% on, let's just assume you're able, if you have a strategy which is working, you'll be able to pass phase 1 and phase 2. If you are to make 10%, let's change the color. If you are to make 10% with a pro firm account, you'll be making how much? $10,000. You make $10,000 from $100. And if you are to make 10% from your $500, how much will you make? You make $50. Can you guys see this? 10% of $500, you make $50, and 10% of $100,000, which you were able to buy that $100,000 with the same amount, with the same $500, you have $10,000. While here, you will still make 10% using the same strategy, the same energy, the same time, but you have $50. Now, you guys can already start seeing where I'm going. You guys can already start seeing the benefit, right? Here, I was able to make what? $10,000, which was 10% of a pro firm account, which I bought with $500. Here, with the same strategy on a $500 account, I was only able to make $50. If I come here to this amount, which I was able to make $10,000, what can I do? Even if my pro firm has to take 10% and I take 90%, obviously, remember, I'm still gonna get my money when I'm doing. Anytime you see me getting payouts like this in Forex trading, I get payout plus the money I even use in buying that pro firm. So that's why I'm just assuming you get all the 10,000 paid to you. So now you have $10,000 in your account, right? That $10,000. If you have to now compare with someone who was trading with his private account, this person is still standing on what? This person is still standing on $550. This person is still standing on $550 while you are standing on $10,000 in your account, while you still have a pro firm account. Can you already understand see where I'm going? At this point in time, what can you do? At this particular point in time, what you can do now is the same profit you get from that $100,000 account, you can do now what? A 50% split. You can do a 50% split of your profit and then put in your private account. Meaning at this point in time, you can take 50% of what? Of the profit you made. Remember, I'm taking 10%. Any person, if you have a strategy which is working, you'll be able to pass phase 1, pass phase 2, and you can be able to make 10% of that account. Realistically, remember, I'm already talking in terms of if you have a strategy which is working. All right. So what I used to do is I've split my profit into 2, and 50% goes back to my private account. The main reason why I trade with the pro firm account in the first place is to be able to raise capital for my private account. You guys saw, even from my history, from my journey, when I started in 2015, I traded with the pro firm apparel fund, and my main goal trading with that pro firm, even before all these kids started forming pro firms here and there, we traded with the first pro firm. And the main reason why I was trading with that pro firm was to raise capital for what? To raise capital from my pro firm account to my private account. So at this particular point, immediately I made almost about $50,000 with that pro firm. I opened 2 private accounts, one with XM and one with IC Market, and that was it. I stopped trading with pro firm until January 2023. When I came back to pro firm, I needed 2 million to trade. I needed 3 million to trade. So the main reason why I trade with the pro firm sometimes is to raise capital for my private account. And coming back to pro firms, I already told myself that okay, as soon as I'm able to have about $200,000 in my private brokerage account, remember, in my private account, I'll be able to stop trading with pro firms. That was my goal. So anytime I make profit from my pro firm account, I do a 50% split. This is a rule I follow all the time. I do a 50% split, and 50% of this money goes where? Goes to my private account. Meaning here, out of that $10,000, $5,000 will go to my what? $5,000 will go to my private account. And at this point in time, what can you already notice? I have $5,000 in my private account, as opposed to this guy who is still standing on what? This guy is still standing on $550 because he was trying to flip. This guy is still standing on $550 or even zero, because most times when you guys try to flip accounts, it's realistically impossible. You are not going to be able to flip that account. You lost that account. So this guy has already lost his $500, or if he was very profitable, he's still standing on $550. Meanwhile, on my private account, I went through prop firms, and I'm standing at that point in time on $5,000. And remember, that's not even all. I'm standing on $5,000, and let's just undo this so that we don't lose that. So I'm standing on $5,000, and on this side, remember I did a 50% split. On this side, I still have what? I still have $5,000 that I'm going to reinvest in buying other pro firms. Because with $1,000 I can buy $1,000 I can buy 200,000, right? $2,000 I can buy 400,000. Meaning with $4,000 I can buy, with $5,000 I'll buy pro firms worth $1 million. At that point in time, from $100,000 pro firm account, I'm now trading with $1 million. And assuming, let's just assume I face some of the challenges. I face some of the pro firms. I'm going to lose some of the pro firms. Out of that $1 million, let's go now to scenario number 2. Remember here, we are already standing on what? We are standing on $5,000. Let's go to scenario number 2, right? Let's just go to scenario number 2, where at that point in time now, I've purchased what? Pro firms now worth $1 million. From my profit, I split those profits into two. 50% went into my private account, and 50% I use it to buy more pro firms, to reinvest in more pro firms. At this point in time, I have $1 million worth of capital, or $1 million worth of capital in my portfolio. So let's just assume I lost 50%. I faced some challenges, I blew some account, and I'll now be having what? $500,000. All right, I'll be having $500,000, and with $500,000, let's go down to our 10% rule. That okay, we'll be able to go from phase 1, phase 2, and we'll make 10%. 10% of $500,000 is equal to what? Is equal to $50,000. Can you see this? We've moved from starting with $500, and now we are even talking about $50,000. You guys, most of the time, you guys fail in Forex trading because you tend to see Forex trading as an instant gratification, something where you need that money now. You need to be able to make that money tomorrow. You follow your gurus that are telling you to flip a $500 account, which is impossible. Follow this system, and it's not magic when you guys see me getting payouts every day. It's because I have a system that I'm following. So you started with $500, and now you are standing on $50,000. If you follow your 50% rule, the 50% split rule, 50% split rule, how much are you having now? $25,000 now. 25, let's just go to 25,000. We'll go to your private. Just imagine this is your private account. private account, right? So what? $25,000 now is in your private account. And if you add this now, remember we already had $5,000 plus $5,000, meaning you now have $30,000 in your private account, sitting in your private account. And you started with what? You started with, don't get this, you started with what? You started with $500. Can you guys see this path? You started with $500. You were able to make 10% from your deposit. You follow the 50% split. You save $5,000 in your private brokerage account, maybe your IC market account or your XM account or whatever broker you are using. You save $5,000 there. You take $5,000 again. You do what? You reinvest. You buy more Pro firms with $5,000. What can you do? You guys can see the cycle. With $500, what can you do? You can buy, let's change the color. You can buy 1 million worth of Pro firms. Out of that 1 million worth of Pro firm, you can have a 50% success rate. That one is realistic, all right? 50% success rate means you have $500,000 in your portfolio that you are trading. Realistically, if you have a strategy which is working, your target should be 10%. If you make 10% from that 500,000 portfolio, now you're having what? You're having $50,000 payout. Out of that $50,000, if you follow your 50% split again, how much will you be able to have? You'll be able to have $25,000 added to your private account, plus what you already added, plus the $5,000 you already added here at this particular point in time. What do you have? You are standing down with $30,000. Where is it again? You are standing down with what? With $30,000 in your private account. This is not even all. You have $30,000 in your private account and you still have $25,000 that you can reinvest. At this particular point in time, I don't even know Pro firms that you can buy for $25,000. If you're buying Pro firms for $25,000, that's almost like the highest you should even invest in Pro firm. Once I've already gotten to this level, the highest I can just be reinvesting is $5,000. I just buy more. Because with $5,000, I can buy 1 million worth of Pro firms. My target is just 50%. I get $500,000 added to my portfolio. If I go through this system again, make profit, I just reinvest $5,000 again, buy 1 million again, so I just follow this system. Meaning, even out of this 50,000, 45,000, about 45,000 will just be going. About 45,000 will be added to my private account. Plus what? Plus the $5,000 which you already saved, meaning we'll already be standing on what? On $50,000. Can you see? So can you guys already see the two scenarios? If I have to compare this scenario of trading, scenario of you making 50,000 with the path of Pro firms, and the scenario of you ending up with what? This particular guy will still be standing somewhere here on about $550. Or even if you make 10% of $550 again, this guy might be standing on around $600. That's someone who is trading with his private account. He will still be standing on about $600. Someone who went through Pro firm, through this particular path, will be standing now on about, this particular guy will be standing now on about $50,000 on his Pro firm account. As easy as that, on about $50,000. So from this particular two scenarios that I've just shown you guys can already see that Pro firm trading is the best thing that has ever happened to Forex traders. There's no lie. You can't, even though there are Pro firms that are there to steal your money, they are there to crook you, they are there, the odds are always against you, but you just have to look for the good ones. Pro firm is the best thing that ever happens to a Forex trader, because even if you have a strategy which is 100%, which has a 100%, which you can't have any strategy that has a 100% win rate. Let's just say you have the dope strategy that is even in, let's just say 80% win rate. The most important thing that you will need at that particular point in time to make anything reasonable in Forex trading will be what? A reasonable account size. Even if you have $10,000 to deposit, $20,000 to deposit, that is still small when it comes to the Forex industry. So a Pro firm will be able to come in to give you a bigger account size, and if you prove to them that you can trade, if you make profits from that particular account size and they pay you out, it is going to be more better, or way more better than you trying to flip your small account. So trading with a Pro firm is 100 times on, if you have to to ask my opinion, way more better than you trying to flip your small $50,000 or $50 account. No. You instead use that money to buy a Profirm account, and when you've made profit from that Profirm account, what do? You reinvest there. You reinvest almost about 50% of those profits into building your private account, and it will become a particular point in time where your private account has already grown to a level where you can say, okay, even if I have to just be making 2% from my private account every month, I can retire everyone in my family, I can buy any car I want, I can live any lifestyle I want. All right, so that is your main goal trading with a Profirm should be to raise capital from that Profirm trading to put in your private account. And when you've written, my main target now is to get my private account between $250,000 to $300,000. Once it has getting to that particular level, I can stop trading with any Profirm or another. Even if I just have to make 10% or just 5% from my private account every month, I'm going to be earning more than $10,000, and I'm very, very comfortable with that. I can survive with that. So that should be your goal when it comes to either making a decision to trade with the Profirm or trade with the Profirm, or to try to flip your private account. Trying to flip your private account is unrealistic. You're going to blow that account. It's unrealistic. Instead, use that money to buy a Profirm account. And before you even buy a Profirm account, number one rule, you should already have a strategy which has followed this 3-step process. First step, that strategy must be profitable at least for 1 month straight. You've backtested that strategy for 1 month straight on your demo account. That's the first step. Step number 2, you've tried that strategy on your small live account. At that particular point in time, I'll advise you to deposit a small live account, let's just say $100, and try that same strategy. Even if you make by just 10% growth on that live, 10% of $100 is $10. That's very, very important. 10% on that $100, you make $10. But if you make 10% on $100,000, you make $10,000. So treat the same percentage growth on that small account as if it was a big account. So step number 2, make sure you try that same strategy on a $100 live funded account or a small live funded account using live market, and it should still prove to you that it's profitable. And then step number 3, boom, you can then come here and buy a Profirm account. And having a Profirm account, you just follow this whole system which I have just explained. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've gained some value from this video, as always, make sure you smash the thumb up on the video. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to my channel, as always, make sure you smash that red subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. Check the link below to join my free or VIP Telegram channel. If you want to trade with me, if you want to trade me to mentor you one-on-one, then check the link below to join Godlove University. Talking about Forex Pro, which is the most viral and the most profitable Forex robot now, you can also check the link on the video description to also use Forex Pro. Click here to watch a similar video which I made on my journey to trading almost $2 million in Forex or with Profirms. Also click here to watch a whole playlist on Profirms. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on these other videos. Peace.